Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Thanks for being here today. My name is Muhammad Ilham Akbar as moderator. We are Wi-Fi group. Today, we would like to talk about Wi-Fi technology. Here, there are 9 my friends who will present about Wi-Fi technology. At this time, there are some of my friends who will explain in detail about Wi-Fi technology. The first of the first one is Anggista Oktavia, who will explain what is Wi-Fi. Next, Erda Putriana will explain about how Wi-Fi works. Next, Nurul Zalza will explain about Wi-Fi versus Internet. Next, Sidiq, Afriadi, and Fauzan Baehaqi will explain about Wi-Fi enabled device, and then Khoerul Anam and Rifan will explain about advantage of Wi-Fi. The last material will be delivered by Iman Saputra and Iqbal Agyan will explain about disadvantage of Wi-Fi. And finally, as a moderator, I will close this presentation with a conclusion. Now, I will hand it over to my colleagues. Anggista, it is your time.
Okay, thank you, Ilham. Before I start, does anyone know about Wi-Fi? I'll start with some general information on what is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is wireless networking technology that allows devices such as computers like laptops and desktops, mobile devices like smartphones and wearable, and other equipment like printers and video cameras. It to interface with the internet. It allows this device and many more to exchange information with one another, creating a network. Internet connectivity occurs through a wireless router. When you access Wi-Fi, you are connecting to a wireless router that allows your Wi-Fi compatible device to interface with the internet. Now I will hand it over to my colleague Erda Putriana.
Okay, thank you, Anggista. I will be explain about how does Wi-Fi work. On the technical side, the IEEE 802.11 standard defines the protocols that enable communication with the current Wi-Fi enabled wireless device, including wireless routers and wireless access points. Wireless access points support different IEEE standards. Its standards is an amendment that was ratified over time. The standards operate on varying frequencies, deliver different bandwidth, and support different numbers of channels. Next will be delivered by Zalza.
Okay, thank you, Erda. Now I will explain about Wi-Fi versus Internet. Wi-Fi and Internet are closely related and often used interchangeably, but there are important distinctions between the two. First and foremost, the Internet is a wide area network that uses a series of protocols to transmit information between networks and devices around the world. Wi-Fi, on the other hand, is simply a means for connecting devices without cable. It's entirely possible to have a Wi-Fi connection with no internet access if there is no modem or internet service from an ISP. For this reason, the signal strength of a Wi-Fi network is not directly correlated to the internet speeds a user might experience when connected. It is also an isolated internet connectivity issue are usually attributed to the user device or Wi-Fi network router as opposed to the ISP service. Okay, now my friend Sidiq will explain about Wi-Fi enabled device. Time is yours.
Thank you, Zalza. It's my turn. I will explain Wi-Fi enabled device. Wi-Fi is supported by many applications and devices, including video games console, smart home device, tablets, mobile phones, and other types of consumer electronics. This level of support sometimes requires a differentiation between Wi-Fi and Internet of Things (IoT), whereas Wi-Fi is often used as a component of IoT. A complete IoT ecosystem is much more complex and enables multiple devices to communicate with one or another simul, simultaneously. With Wi-Fi, communication is usually restricted to one channel between the user and a device at a time. Any products that are tested and approved as Wi-Fi certificate by the Wi-Fi Alliance are guaranteed to be interoperable with each other, even if they are from different manufacturers. This means a user with a Wi-Fi certificate products can use many brand of router or modem with any other brand of client hardware that is also the main Wi-Fi certificate. Next, please, Fauzan.
Okay, thanks, Sidiq. I'll to continue. Products that pass this certification are required to carry an identifying seal on the packaging that states Wi-Fi certified and indicates the radio frequency being used 2.5 GHz for 800 to 11P, 800 to 11G, or 800 to 11N, and 5 GHz for 800 to 11A. New generations of the 800 to 11H standard are released every few years to offer improved performance and security. Okay, thanks. Next, please.
Okay, now my turn. I want to explain advantages of Wi-Fi. One, convenience. Wireless network allow multiple users to connect through the same network in a fraction of a second without any configuration. Connection can be made through the router or hotspot technology. This ease of use and convenience is not present in the wired network. In a wired network, it takes more time to configure and allow access to multiple users. 2. Mobility. As long as you are in the range of a Wi-Fi access point, with Wi-Fi you can carry out your regular work from anywhere you want, especially with their mobile device. You don't have to always sit right in front of the computer to get internet access. Such work include the bank transaction, email sending, and checking work reports. 3. Productivity. Regardless of their location, staff of company can accomplish their assigned tasks with a Wi-Fi network. Users who connect to Wi-Fi network can experience different range of speed as they move from one location to another. And also there are less chance of experience technical glitches with the wireless LAN. As a result, staff can be more engaged and be able to deliver their timely target and works, and enhancing the overall productivity of the company. Okay, next we'll deliver by Rifan.
Okay, thanks Anam. Now it's my turn. Number 4 is deployment. The installation of a Wi-Fi access point is relatively easy compared to a wired network connection. There is no complexity of cable being run in different locations and operating switches. Think of setting up a desktop with the network connection in one place. Installing a new Wi-Fi router is easy rather than feeding a complex cable network. Number 5 is expandability. Adding a user to a Wi-Fi network is an easy task. With the proper wireless LAN credentials, more users can access the Wi-Fi network. Additionally, there's no need to install any new type of equipment. All can be done with the existing. This significantly saves time and effort of the clients. Number 6, cost. Compared to a wired network connection, wireless network offers significant advantages in terms of cost and labor, especially when installing a new Wi-Fi network. You can cut down the expenses in wiring and maintenance. Out of this bigger expense come under the wiring part. Since very less number of wires are used here, it can save bigger amount in companies' overall budgets. Okay, next presentation. Next presentation will be delivered by Iman.
Okay, thank you, Rifan. Now I will explaining about disadvantage of Wi-Fi. As far as our group know, there are 6 disadvantages of Wi-Fi. First is the security. Even though many encryption techniques are taken by the wireless network, still the Wi-Fi is vulnerable to hacking. Due to its wireless nature, it has high chances of being hacked, especially the public Wi-Fi networks. Since the public Wi-Fi networks are open for everyone, hackers can impose their fake networking ID without consent. Users may connect this fake ID and fall into the category of cyber attack victims. Second is the range. Range offered by a Wi-Fi network is limited, typically around 100 to 150 feet. While it is sufficient for a normal home, it can actually be a problem for building structures. The strength of a Wi-Fi network will be reducing as you move away from the access point. Since the buildings are multi-storied, the strength of the Wi-Fi network can be varying at different floors. This cloud weakens the company's workflow. The only way to overcome this is by purchasing additional access points. Now is the speed. The speed of a Wi-Fi connections are far more slower than a wired connection. It's about around 1 to 54 megabit per second. That is to just one device connected to the dedicated servers. This may look fine as long as there are few devices connected to the network. The moment when there are more devices connected, you could experience a drastic reduction in speed. The material will be continued by Iqbal.
Okay, thanks Iman. Uh, I will be continuing from Iman's presentation. Okay, number 4 is reliability. Wi-Fi networks works in the frequency of 2.4 gigahertz. This frequency has high chance of getting hit due to the electromagnetic waves and other forms of obstacles. As a result, you may frequently experience connectivity issues and weak signal strength, especially during large file transfer. The signal can get interfered. Number 5 is bandwidth. Many routers only allow 30 maximum devices to be connected. The bandwidth of the Wi-Fi network gets weaker as you add more devices. It is only reserved for a single user. Most often when the bandwidth gets limited, users can experience slow speeds. And the last is a health issue. There are certain conspiracy theories about Wi-Fi that it causes health issues in humans. Some of them are cancer, insomnia, and apoptosis, same as the effect caused from the microwave frequency or EMF. And also, it is advised from pregnant women not to get exposed to the Wi-Fi signal as it releases electromagnetic radiation. The next will be Ilham Akbar.
Okay, thank you all my friends. I will close with the conclusions that have been conveyed. Wi-Fi is a technology that uses radio waves to connect devices to a computer network, or the definition or Wi-Fi, or the definition of Wi-Fi is a technology that uses radio waves so that computers can access the internet for a Wi-Fi connection. A wireless adapter without cable is need to build a hotspot, so that will a curtain scope the user can access the internet. I think that's all. I'd like to end the presentation by saying thank you all for listening and your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.